Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you for joining me. This is a photo from the Knox County Sheriff's Department inmate population. This is a photograph of Mr. Reginald Depriest. And when you go over here to this content here, you'll see what he looked like. Driver license photo, I'm assuming, with the blue background. He is currently in custody. But this is the inmate photograph. Amazing how people look so different once in custody. Let's now talk about this inmate. Now in custody, $500,000 bond for first-degree murder of Andrea Moore, 39 years of age. She was found in the Western Heights development inside of an apartment. She was stabbed to death. The young lady who lived there said she went out for about 30 to 45 minutes, returned, and found Miss Andrea Moore. She was declared deceased on the scene, Miss Moore. And this is the suspect. Naturally, you are innocent until proven guilty, but information gathered by detectives and investigation led to his arrest. He turned himself in. As I said, the noble thing to do, but why run in the first place? And then the main point is why kill this lady? Let's go to the obituary of the deceased. I've been waiting for this moment to show you all what she looks like. I'd already had an idea it was her, but I wanted to have it confirmed first before showing any photographs. Because it's the right thing to do, get confirmation first. Passed away 1/5/2024. That was last Friday, Knoxville, Tennessee. Age 39, Unity Mortuary is handling her remains. Andrea Moore, what happened in that apartment? He is 26, she's 39. How long were they living together? Why were they living in this woman's apartment? How long were they living in that apartment? What was the argument over? The person in the apartment resident says they had been arguing all day. So why were they arguing? What were they arguing about? What was the issue at hand between Mr. Depriest and this victim here, Andrea Moore? Why were they living with this woman? Who is this woman? How old is she? What type of relationship was going on between all three? How long had Miss Moore been dating Mr. Depriest? Did this lady leave because she feared for her safety? I don't know. It's very strange information. She left for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. That's her account. Returns, finds this lady dead. Where was she deceased? Living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom. How many bedrooms were there? See, 1,000 questions you can ask. There's a 13-year difference between the decedent and the suspect, Mr. Depriest. He was younger, 26. She was 39. Nothing wrong with dating a younger person. But what do they have in common? You have to ask all those questions. Arguing all day about what? Another woman, another man, jealousy, money, finances, anything pertaining to the person who left, that lived there. Did she have a problem with any of them per se? My message to anyone listening to this content is to just run like hell. If a person is violent, has violent tendencies, leave. If you two can't get along, bicker, argue. Somebody needs to bow out. I brought you a commentary pertaining to Mr. Depriest that he bullied a young white male during school when they were young boys. Now, this is his assertion that this man teased him often, and he carried this weight up until he was 18 years of age. And I believe his version, that he was teased by this man, Mr. Depriest. Put him in a garbage can. He said he paid for that all the way up until he was 18. People reminded him all the time about being dumped in that trash bin. He would get into fights with this man. I'm assuming unprovoked. These are his words. It's a public page that he's posted this to pertaining to the death of this woman. And he feels like, well, he teased me often during school, and then now he's stolen a whole life. So that's something to think about. Someone commented under that video that we don't know anything. Y'all don't know anything. Everybody's talking. Well, I'm not everybody, and I haven't said what happened in that apartment because I wasn't there. But I do know that somebody's dead and they didn't get up. And that's Miss Moore. She's no longer alive. So who he was as a child has nothing to do with who he is now today as a man. Maybe he was a good kid. I don't know, but somebody says he wasn't. Somebody says he teased him often in school. And that people stood around and watched. Teachers, students, people go to him to pick on this white male. So what's the truth? And I don't believe this young man is lying. And he's gone on to go into the military and don't know what he's doing right now. But the point is, why would he lie about Mr. Depriest teasing him? So is it perhaps that this man was bitter, miserable, growing up in school? Maybe he didn't have a good home life. Maybe he had identity issues, security, insecure issues. And then he took this into manhood. Maybe he fought with other people, beat up other people, bullied other people. I don't know. But I've seen his Facebook page. He seemed to like himself quite a bit, Mr. Depriest. He liked to wear Gucci garb. Real or not real, don't care. The point is, this lady's not alive. And no matter what happened between the two, whether they argued often, argued over this or that, he started, she started, this lady's no longer alive. And the point of the story is, when you see you're not jiving well with a person, not vibing well with a person, there's violence in the relationship, it's time to move on. As I stated, I do not know why he killed this lady, but he didn't have to. He could have left her alone. Vice versa. She could have left him alone. I do not know if violence was perpetrated often by the two or one. I do not know. So we asked that question. Did he ever beat, push, shove this lady, victim? Did they argue every day, often, once a week, twice a week? Were there other parties involved, such as in the relationship? Were they dating other people and didn't tell the other one? They found out. I don't know. What's the relationship between the woman who stayed in the house with them? Why were they living with her? I find that strange. Why is this 39-year-old woman, or was, living in this apartment with another person, don't know how old she is, and alongside a 26-year-old man? There's bound to be confusion when you have too many adults living in a house. And then people might question, was there something going on with all three of them? Some jealousy, rivalry. Somebody messed around with somebody. I don't know. I'm not here to make a claim with the young lady who's spinning this web of what happened. But she states they had been arguing all day. She left out 30 minutes, 45 minutes, came back, and Miss Moore was deceased. I don't know what happened in that apartment. I don't know the dynamic of the relationship between Mr. Depriest and Miss Moore and the other lady. I don't know how she is. Don't know if she's black, white. But what I do know, Miss Moore is no longer alive. As you can see her pictures here. She had a few comments on her Facebook page where some men were letting her know she was attractive. Do not know if that could have been a cause of rift between she and this guy. I don't even know how long they dated. But what I do know, she is not alive. And I do know it comes a time when one has to accept the fact that things aren't working out or you're not getting along with someone. You have to say to yourself, well, maybe I need to remove myself from this equation. And that's what should have happened here. I don't think just he woke up one day and said, I'm going to stab this lady. I think they possibly have had problems. I do not know how long they were dating each other. I don't know if they had been drinking, if he was under the influence of narcotics. So you have to ask all those questions. Drugs, jealousy, alcohol, other parties involved, instigating. What was going on in that household? How long had they been living there? What was their relationship with the other lady? Was one jealous of the other one? Did one pick on the other one? Often, a lot, all the time. I don't know, but Miss Moore's not here. And this man left her there without calling 911, and I have a problem with that. Why did you leave her there? And for one person to say on a Facebook page, oh, you need to go down there and handle that. Well, you don't know what happened in that apartment. So you're putting all the blame basically on the victim. Because what you know of a person may not be the truth. Okay? Maybe you think you know the person because they're nice to you, they're kind to you, but it doesn't mean they have that relationship with this person over here or Miss Moore. And maybe they were getting along. And then he snapped or she snapped and an argument ensued, or I don't know because I wasn't there. And as I said before in the first video, I don't claim to know anything about these people, what happened, but I do know you just don't wake up and stab a person to death. It's very rare. Unless a person is under the influence of some type of narcotic or alcohol. And they just snapped. Is that what happened? He just snapped. I don't know. We will find out when they go to court. He has a court appearance near the end of the month. We will see how he will plead. Guilty, not guilty, reason of insanity. We will see. We'll also wait to see if there are other stories that he has abused other people, teased other people, bullied other people, other relationships. I don't know. But the dead girl can't talk. The dead lady, she can't tell us anything. And that's the gist of the story. Miss Moore, as you see here, 39 years of age, no longer living. Did she have children? This will be a shame if she had children, because now somebody has to explain where the mother is, who is no longer. And imagine having to tell a child your mom is deceased and how she left here. Who wants to be the person to have to do that? So I pray she doesn't have children, because that's the most terrible thing, is for a child to have to grow up without their mother. What happened in that apartment? Was it jealousy, insecurities, arguing over money, arguing over somebody else? Were there other people involved in the relationship? Was somebody cheating on somebody? Did somebody find something in the phone, text messages? I don't know. I'm just here to bring you the said information that a woman said they had been arguing, and she left out, came back, and Miss Moore was deceased. And all roads led to Mr. Depriest. And somebody has posted to social media that this same Mr. Depriest teased him as a young boy, and he has never gotten over that. And I don't think that young man is a liar. And you entitled your interpretation of what that young man has to say about Depriest and who Depriest was before murdering this lady. But in the end, one person can't tell the story, and that's Miss Andrea Moore. When I get more information, I will bring you an update. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below this video. Please follow my extensive content in the YouTube queue. Prayers to her family. As you see, the obituary does not have anything up under it to show you when there will be any services. So obviously all that's in the making right now. And when I get more information, I'll post it to my community page. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. God bless all of you. Happy New Year. Prayers to Miss Moore's family. 39 years of age, snuffed out, gone. No longer. No telling what she could have accomplished further in life. I do not know her occupation, what she did for a living. But I do know, allegedly, she was living in this apartment with another female and this Mr. Depriest. And he brutally stabbed her to death. And that's that. We will see how he fares in court. If he's able to get someone to bond him out, I don't know. And that'll be a shame, too, because I don't think I trust anybody that brutally stabbed a person to death, and it wasn't self-defense to be walking free. And that's my opinion. Thank you for your time, everybody. Prayers to Miss Moore's family. You have been listening to The Vault XL.